Good evening, Baton Rouge. We're holding this press conference tonight in anticipation of the weather event that is coming to us Tuesday. Our last calculations, and I'll let some of the folks behind me talk on some of that, is we're expecting 3 a.m. Tuesday, kind of the precipitation to start. Of course, we never can predict that. Running up through Tuesday night at 10, but we're anticipating this could be a 3 to 4 day event. And we're here tonight just to talk about your safety and the well-being of our citizens. In particular, the most vulnerable amongst us. It goes without saying, I can talk about staying off the roads. That's talked all the time. That's smart. But the big thing is we're worried about us as a parish government and a team of all the folks behind me being able to provide everyone in the greater Baton Rouge area and the parish with some options and safety measures and to stay warm. I'm proud to be up here with a whole group of people, many members of my team. I want to thank the City Council for their care and deep concern for their districts, and not only their districts, but the whole parish. Our Sheriff's Office, our Baton Rouge Police Department, EMS, the Fire Department, and here again, our fine City Council. The big thing we want to talk about is to give Baton Rouge an option of somewhere to go to get out of the cold. Certainly I want people to eat. Certainly I want them to have something to drink. I want them to be able to be movable. But the big thing is I want them to stay alive. We all do. This fine team that's behind us, that's the number one option, keeping people safe. We are going to have a tremendous amount of options and places to go and places to stay to get us out of the cold. I personally have a big concern about the homeless community, getting this word out. For them to know that they have places to be safe and to have a hot meal. And so any of our citizens out there, we're sending out our Baton Rouge Police Department, our Sheriff's Department, we're spreading the word to some of the homeless people for sure, but our citizens can help as well. If you see someone out there, they're out there and they're on the street, spread the word. My Chief of Staff is going to come up here in a moment to let you know where these locations are and what we're doing. But make no mistake about it, we're taking this event very, very seriously. It has the opportunity to be a historic event, but in a different way. We're accustomed to dealing with hurricanes, okay? Well, in South Louisiana, it's not like we're in New York. There are no snow plows. We have a tendency not to be able to drive real well in these conditions. We're asking you to be safe. My timeline is tomorrow, 3, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, you should be bunked in and you should, hey, stay home. For those of you that are fortunate enough to have homes, stay warm, go build snowmen, have a good time, but don't be on the road, and help us spread the word to our citizens about all the options we're about to give you to be safe. We're leaving no stone unturned to keep our citizens safe. With that, I want to turn it over to my Chief of Staff, Lon Vignair.
All right, good evening. My name is Lon Vignair, Chief of Staff for the Mayor. The following locations will be open tomorrow for walk-in support tomorrow afternoon. The following Jewel J. Newman Community Center at 2013 Central Road. The Charles R. Kelly Community Center at 3535 Riley Street. The Dr. Leo S. Butler Community Center at 950 East Washington Street, the Salvation Army at 7361 Airline Highway, and the St. Vincent DePaul at 220 St. Vincent DePaul Drive. The following warming centers are going to be open tomorrow afternoon as well. The East Baton Rouge Parish Main Library will be open to the public on Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., and Councilman Cleve Dunn's office at 9048 Airline Highway, Suite 6 will be open as a warming center. BRPD and the EBRSO will be assisting in transport from the community to these shelter and warming locations. CATS will be running their holiday schedule tomorrow until 1900. They will not turn away any riders to a shelter. And with that, I'll pass it on to Clay Reese.
Thank you. So I'm the director of the Mayor's Office of Homeland Security and Emergency Preparedness. I want to give credit to all the folks behind me. The reason why we have been successful in East Baton Rouge Parish is because of the professionals standing behind me. We're prepared. I want the public to know that, like Coach said, that we're taking everything seriously. The forecast has changed over the last several days, and we're looking at the worst-case scenario, and we're planning for that. There's a couple of numbers I want to give. Obviously, 911, if it's a life safety emergency, please don't call 911 for information. If you'd like information, you can call 211. We partner with United Way and 211 so you can receive information about what's going on in the parish. And if it's something with Department of Public Works related, you can call 311. And then we're also partnering with Entergy and Dimco, our providers for electricity. They have numbers too. If your power's out, make sure you contact them, and they will send a truck out. So some of the things of concern, I'm going to bring up Chief Michael Kimball with Baton Rouge Fire Department to talk a little bit about fire safety, because we have more fatalities due to fire than we have exposure to the weather during these events. Chief?
Thank you, Director. As he said, that's a big approach we want to take from the Baton Rouge Fire Department. This time, we always see an uptick when these cold weather events come through of fires inside residential homes, vacant homes, as people's getting out of the weather and trying to stay warm. And inside their homes, they're doing the same job. We're here to encourage every single citizen of this city and this parish. Please, please, if you do not have a working smoke alarm in your house, call your local fire department in East Baton Rouge Parish. We will get one put in your home free of charge, no questions asked. We want to make sure because they will save your life. We also want to encourage you, if you have an open flame inside your house or a heater, stay 3 to 5 feet away from it. The closer you get to it, you throw a blanket on side of it by accident, it's going to catch fire. Our guys are prepared, the men and women of the Baton Rouge Fire Department, our city's bravest, they're prepared. But we want to make sure that we prepare the citizens, and we can only produce what we can. We want you to go out, help us help you, okay? If the power does go out and you have a generator, we want to make sure you leave that out away from underneath the eaves, because we also always see an uptick of carbon monoxide poisoning, and we respond with EMS to those events. Again, we're fixing to go through some tough times through this weather, but just know the public safety partners of this city and this parish are very well prepared to handle this, and we're just here to give us a call. We'll help you throughout this service. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. My name is Fred Rayford. I'm the Transportation and Drainage Director. Anytime you have these type of weather events, they certainly get the City of Baton Rouge's attention. It certainly does grab transportation and drainage, because we use both departments to help accomplish the goals. Number one, we did preset a lot of the barricades at some of the bridges that if we do have snow or ice, if we can't get to them quickly, we can at least shut them down when the police officers come by or the sheriff's deputy look at it and say it's unsafe. We can get these things closed off until we can get there and make the necessary preparations to get the thing back open. We have over 22 locations of that. Most of them are some of the overpasses, some of the major railways like Seguin Lane overpass. Also, we would do it at North Boulevard overpass, and also the Perkins Road overpass. There's many of them on this list, but we already had pre-staged those, and we're ready to move on that as soon as we can. The next question is always asked about is, what are we going to do from a treatment standpoint? How are we going to address some of the snow or ice conditions? Talking to Jay, who I appreciate very much. He's very informative on us and helps us move where we need to do. But our maintenance department is ready. We do have sand. We do have snow, rock salt for the ice, maybe, at that case. But I think we'll be able to be responsive to the concerns, particularly on the major overpasses and bridges, to try to keep things under control. Depending on the weather, and I think that's been talked about once, as the mayor said, 1 day up to 5 days. It's not going to be a simple process. We don't necessarily have the capacity or have the snow plows like they have up north, but we do have some mechanisms that we will look at trying to keep our major roadways open as much as possible. Thank you.
Good evening, Jay Grimes. I'm the state climatologist, and I've had the opportunity to work with MOSEP for a number of years now, just to set the stage for this weather event. It's not going to be a record, but it is certainly going to rank in the top 10 in terms of its impact for Metro Baton Rouge. So you folks need to absolutely take this seriously. The cold air is already filtering in today. You can feel it this evening, and it only gets colder in the coming days. We could be looking at 4 or 5 mornings with hard freezes. In fact, even though snow may be getting a lot of the attention, I'm actually more concerned about the freeze potential here. We're talking about a collection extending of more than 60 hours over this upcoming week in terms of temperatures at or below freezing. That's going to include a stretch that starts near midnight between Monday and Sunday, runs through midday on Wednesday, maybe a 2-hour break of temperatures above freezing, then we go back down below freezing for another 12, 15 hours or more, and freezes continue for Friday morning. So again, we've got a long stretch of bitterly cold air on the way. You need to plan for that. Those impacts, certainly in terms of pipes and any vegetation that you want to prepare for, this is going to be a tough one. We haven't seen temperatures like this for this kind of duration in a number of winters. The other thing, obviously, is the snow. We've been still floating around a little bit on the numbers. 3 inches to 5 inches of snow seems like a reasonable best guess, but that also tells us a very good chance we're going to see isolated totals that are going to get above that. For Baton Rouge, that's a lot of snow. Biggest event we'll have seen here probably since 2017. And because it's all going to come at once, it's going to accumulate relatively quickly. A lot of the utilities and the crews right here in the parish, they're going to have their hands full trying to keep up with it as it falls. The other thing is, because we're going to be below freezing even before the snow gets here, virtually all of it that falls is going to stick. Now, the good news here is that we're not worried about icing. That's a little bit of an advantage. We're not going to see widespread power outages, but even with it all as snow, there will be some pockets with power outages. And of course, those of you that drip your faucets, collectively, it's a great idea because this is going to be prolonged hours with temperatures down, potentially down into the teens at times, wind chills on Wednesday morning, possibly getting into the single digits. Bitter, bitter cold. But the other thing with this freeze is the impact it's going to have on homes, not just the pipes, but even for a number of homes, this kind of freeze, it's just impossible to keep the place warm. So keep that in mind. Get your plans together. There'll be almost guaranteed no traveling on Tuesday, with a forecast that says we're going to stay mainly below freezing into Wednesday. The only traveling there will be on those roads that crews have managed to get to and push the snow out of the way. And it's even possible that even into Thursday morning, we still could be dealing with weather woes, and that still doesn't bring an end to the freezes that will be the next night or two. So folks, take this one seriously. If you haven't completed your preps, get them done tomorrow. I was at stores earlier today. They're already getting hit hard with hurricane-like strategies in terms of the hits on bread and water. And again, keep in mind, chances are once you get stuck in the house Monday evening, you may not be able to get out of the house until Thursday. So have the supplies to make it through the middle of the week.
All right, I'd like to, Chief Morse, if you would come on up. Major Thomas, our law enforcement, if you'd like to give a couple of words on your end of this event.
Thank you very much, Mayor. I appreciate it. So just for the public's assurances, we are definitely prepared. All of our officers that are not in a uniform patrol role are going to be showing up to work in uniform, ready to assist, ready to put more boots on the ground, ready for man those road closures. If you see barricades that are put out, even if there's not a police car there, please respect the barricade. Do not move any barricades. Do not try to drive around the barricades. The barricades are there for your protection. We realize that some people still are going to need to drive, our healthcare professionals, the people that work at the plants, but stay off the roads when all possible. We're not that good at driving even under normal circumstances here in Baton Rouge, but So, with the ice, it's going to make it even worth it. Stay at home, like the mayor said, make snow angels with your kids, take the pictures, share the pictures with us, stay up to date with all the road closures, and attention to those barricades that we have out. And we're going to have a lot of extra officers out there driving around, looking for people that are in need in response to those calls. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm just going to echo everything that's been said already. The sheriff office is going to do their part. They have assistant people getting to the shelters, blocking roadways, but for the most part, the citizens. If you can stay in your home, please stay home. If you have any emergencies, call us for 911. For non-emergencies, just be careful. Just dial our number. If you need help, we'll come. But be careful out there because the road's going to be dangerous. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on, going fast, but we need all the roadways open with sheriff office and the city police response. So just all make it one fight, one team, to stay together. Thank you.
I want to thank again our council members who are just rock stars for this community. And may I ask, before I wrap up, would any of you like to say anything? I want to thank them very much. We, here again, you've heard from everyone. As a coach, I believe in being over-prepared and under-prepared. We are prepared. Here again, we want to reiterate for folks that are on the streets, our homeless community, there should be no one that's out of reach of having warmth and having something to eat. Spread the word. This is all our Baton Rouge, and we need to get the word out. With that, are there any questions from you guys? Red Stick Ready. Okay, go to Red Stick Ready. You can keep up with everything that's going on. I want to thank the talent behind me. And Baton Rouge, let's stay safe and warm. God bless you.